All right, so I got a new Saddlemen seat right there. I got it all set up, and I've been putting some new stuff on the bike over the winter. A few things may have seen already. But the reason I wanted this is for one, look how narrow. And now I bought this bike used, of course, and I don't know if this is like the stock seat that comes on the Indian Roadmaster, but it was really narrow. It seemed low, and I ride with a passenger, and see how narrow that is. It is. I just found when I'm riding, and it is really soft, but that may actually be a bad thing. So I did find that when I was riding, I my butt got sore. It did. My lower back got sore. And again, even Monique, who rides with me on the back, she was saying that, of course, the seat wasn't as comfy as my Victory. And you may be able to see actually the Victory seat here. Just kind of look at it, right? Like this is the Victory seat. I'll just move this over here for a second. And if you look at the Victory seat, right, it's wider. It's even the back, like how much wider that is in comparison to the Indian. So my hope is that the Saddlemen, and I got it. One of the things, if you're in Canada right now, because of the dollar sucking so bad, that I went looking around on this seat, like on Saddlemen's website. I think it was like $750, something like that, US. Then, of course, you have to do all kinds of duties and import charges and blah, blah, blah. So I went to a couple of different websites online that were Canadian. And of course, they're all wanting $1,000 plus for this seat, which makes sense with the dollar. But I actually got this at Fortnine, and they only wanted $700 and something for it Canadian. I think with taxes, it came out to $800. I think this was stock that's been there for a while. And because of that, of course, they hadn't risen the price on it. So I was like, yep, down. Let's do that. Anyways, comes in a lot of padding, which is good. That's the seat. And without even putting it on right away, which I'm gonna do, because it's January and snowing outside, and why would I not want to put this seat on? Look how much wider for one that rear seat is. Yes. Oh yes. Remove, rotate. I'm down. I've read the instructions. I've watched the instructions, I guess. There's your little manual thing. So you're supposed to rotate this so that this faces that way, right? I guess, so that it clamps in, but seems very well put together, It seems nice. And then again, I'm just gonna walk over here with my seat that is normally on it. Maybe have it the right way would be important. But you can also already see like the substantial size difference. Like it's way wider. The only thing I may have to do is I may have to get it somewhere so that I can get the backrest installed, because of course it doesn't come with the backrest. I may just have to take it somewhere so they can do some work to kind of cut that for me. But we shall see. We shall see. Well, for shorter rides too, like I know with this bike, it's pretty easy to take the seat on and off. So I have access just to this screw right there and the two side screws. So anyways, I'm going to flip this around right here, put that piece there back on the way it's supposed to, and I'm going to install it. You guys don't necessarily need to see me install. It's not overly exciting, but we'll see if it looks better right out of the box. All right, guys, so the seat is on. You guys can see it here. It's on. Now, I would love to have said it went on with zero difficulties, but that is not entirely true. There was a few things that I had to kind of do to get this installed. Number one is that I really thought, based on my old seat, that I wouldn't have to take the trunk off. So the trunk definitely had to come off, because as you guys should be able to see here, like the seat really is snugged up to it a lot. So of course the trunk had to come off, because the seat kind of has to come in at an angle and slide under the mounting areas so that it actually attaches properly. Not a huge deal, but you know what? If you're doing it by yourself, and I know for me, like this bike has a lot of little extra like LED lights on it. So because of that, there's cables that run under the trunk. So it ended up being a two-person job because one of us was kind of holding the trunk after we took the bags off and everything. And then, we had to move the seat on. The other thing that was, we just couldn't get it. There was no way. There's two, of course, latching areas here that go underneath the actual mounting, I don't know, pieces of metal there. So it latches underneath. So the seat, of course, doesn't lift up. We had to actually take them and bend them down a bit so that they latch properly. I spent, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes trying to get those in there. So I basically just took the seat, flipped it up, took a vice grips, and I just bent them just a little bit. They were like, if they were here, for instance, I just bent them up a little bit like that. And then the first time through, they just slid and caught and it was good. So that was probably one of the biggest things. And of course, actually having to take the actual trunk off. Now, of course, if you're on let's say a Chieftain, then you don't have a trunk. So that's probably not going to be an issue. The other thing for me was that, of course, I did have a backrest. So no backrest slot. So I was thinking that Saddlemen would just send the seat out with a slot in it so that you could upgrade and put a backrest on it later. So it seems, at least with this seat, is that if you don't order it with a backrest, you don't get a backrest. You just can't. I don't even know how you would do that. Maybe you have to take it somewhere. Maybe I could take it to some person that can actually figure out how to put a backrest on that. My thought was maybe I could get like a metal fabricator to figure out something that can clamp on here or clamp in here and just kind of runs and then has a bar that comes over top of that, either in black or in chrome. So I may look at that. But I sat on it last night. Feels good. It is definitely firm, but they do say, it may take 1,000 to 10,000, miles to really break the seat in. So it definitely has some firmness to it for sure. Both these sides do. But I do love how wide this is. And for me, having a white bike, I do love that it did come with the white stitching, which actually is really nice as well. So we'll have to see with that. Other than that, it actually fits pretty good. Now there were some spots at the front of the seat, so in here and just kind of under the seat where it actually attaches to the side panels or where the side panels come up, there was a bit of a gap. I don't want to say it's much, but if you're really finicky, just kind of realize that. And yeah, other than that, I think it's good. I think it looks good. I sat on it again last night for a little bit just to see how it felt. Feels good. They do see this part. Of course, you can see how tight it is to here. So they do say that because of that, versus some other seats, you're able to get your legs down. And in regards to this part here, I think for a lot of rides that I do, backrest probably wouldn't even be really that necessary. Your back just sits on there actually quite nice. So it's not too bad if you have a lower back, but if you're someone that has lower to mid back issues, you may definitely want to look at one with a backrest. Anyways, that is the Saddlemen CF or the carbon fiber on my 2020 Indian Roadmaster Dark Horse. I bought mine at Fortnine, and yeah, just realized there's a few little things that concern me. And of course, I have some good size rides coming up in the spring, and I'll be able to give you a review after I do those. All right, my friends, I'll put links to Fortnite and, of course, on, let's say, Amazon, I think if they have any Saddlemen seats, and you guys can go check them out. All right, guys, that's it for me, and I will see you guys next video. Later.